What's up guys, welcome back. So, new Kshatri-La cards. When I first saw the cards I was like, these seem really good. Konami knows how to make a certain archetype really good, and they definitely did with this one. There's definitely potential to make this archetype tier 1. So, what's short set? Well, they got a new field spell, which basically is a searcher, which again is fantastic. Plus it could pop something on the field as soon as your rank 7 exceed triggers. You know, the one that special summons from the standby phase. The one from the first wave, while they got a couple of extenders. The most important one I think is this one, Rise Hard at the level 4, which basically says that you can banish a Kshatri-La card from your deck, which is going to be the trap, this one, the new trap, the evenly matched one. And by doing that, you can banish 3 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. And, you know, that gets the ball rolling. So let's see what it can do. This is the field spell, which searches their spell searcher, Unicorn, that searches their new card, a new spell, which is basically an emergency teleport. A hero lifts, special summon a Kshatri-La from the deck with a different attribute. Make this one the Kshatri-La Shangri-La one, you know which one I mean. The one that the Ojama King always picks a zone from your opponent and shuts it down, right? Every time when a card is banished face down. And that, eventually you can pump out that, is it Diablos? The one that picks one extra, at least one card from your opponent's extra deck, banishes it face down, and then, you can pick more zones from your opponent. So, same opening, so the field spell or any, Unicorn or whatever, Fenrir definitely works out as well, which basically makes the same combo, plus I already had one of their spells. Here in this case it was the emergency teleport one, so I can search their first spell, Birth, which basically is a fantastic card as well. A monster reborn, and it gives you the normal summon for the Kshatri-La monster. Crazy card, so basically all of them should be probably at 3, even though they're searchable. So let's see what the deck can really do, like the power of this deck. Go first, go second against Sprite and tier elements. So again, same combos. Your main to go to card is of course this, the Shangri-La one, the one that special summons during the standby phase, plus, picks away your opponent's zone, so either spell or trap. Go for Mind Hacker, not Diablo's Mind Hacker. Banish something face down. For Sprite, that is a totally awesome. You banish from their extra deck. And also you can make the Rise Hard. That's a new one, Zodiac style. So one card, Kshatri-La on the field, to overlay it on your side of the field. It's basically a macrocosmos, so it banishes every card sent to the graveyard. And that's the gimmick. As soon as a card is banished during both players' turns, you can attach one card from the banished pile to it, and that's not once per turn. And that's the gimmick. You want to have a Rise Hard, the rank 7 exceed, rank 7 I think, yeah. By having it at least 3 attached, at least 3 materials, so you can banish or detach 3. Like what happens here, to banish a card from your opponent face down, and then it triggers your other exceeds. And that again gets the ball rolling. So with the first wave, getting rid of your opponent's zones was rather, easy, quote unquote easy, but now it's child's play. It's super easy to, shut down your opponent and Ojama style, right? Prevent them from playing the game basically. Plus, and as you know, again, that's the gimmick of the Kshatri-La monsters, when your opponent activates a monster effect, your regular Kshatri-La monsters also trigger. Fenrir, Unicorn, right? Banish a monster or a card on the field, face-up cards with Fenrir, and so on and so on. So another example, again going first, like this one. This is not okay. Definitely not okay. Again, the same opening moves. Again, this is not hard. Most of the cards are 3, are searchable. I mean, a field spell that searches, Invoke style. Crazy stuff, right? This is one of the extenders. It's basically, again, short set an extender for this particular play, for example, or just like your Thunder one, basically 3 level 7s on the field. So special summon Fenrir and go from there. The opponent is Dark Ruler, and Dark Ruler, I guess, is this deck's biggest threat, and that's a gimmick now, because I was able to or at least when the emergency teleport one is banished, you can target the Kshatri-La card from your banish pile and add it back to your hand. So I was able to get back the Big Bang. Big Bang is basically unevenly matched. So when, like, I believe you have to control a Kshatri-La Exceed, so that both players need to banish monsters. So, you know, they'll control, or eventually control only one. So it's a cool interruption. Which again, you can just recycle your stuff. I think it's just fine to, you know, play them as a one-off, because again, you have the capability to get stuff back from your banished pile. So this is all fine, I guess. I again have a copy of the field spell potentially for next turn, so if my opponent is able to get rid of my board, I can recover from that rather easily. Also with the Rose package, I'm not sure I will keep it in the main deck, but for something like this, any level 7 normal summon a Rose, you know, it goes for Baron, it goes for the Sword Soul level 10. In theory, it sounds really good, but in practice, it's iffy because the emergency teleport one, and there is another card that locks you into Exceed summons for the rest of the entire turn. So I guess you could go for Synchro summons first, and then use those. The level 4, the Rise Heart, yeah, this one. That as soon as you use that effect, it locks you into Exceed summons. But yeah, you can, you know, go for a Synchro summon first, so that's the theory behind it, give the deck more options. But maybe in the long run you might just want to main deck the tier element one, the level 7, the Kshatri-La one, this one, because it's a nice extender. You know, just banish any Kshatri-La from the graveyard, for example, to special summon it and potentially mill 3, either from your opponent or from you. And, you know, mill 3 is just with this Rise Heart, you know, your Macrocosmos, you can banish 3. And, you know, that triggers it, attaches it, so you see where this is going. You always want to have the big trinity, I guess, on your side of the field. So, with, you know, the 3 Exceeds, they'll trigger each other eventually. And very important, again, once per turn you can, like, or once per turn, once per time a card is banished, your Rise Heart will trigger, attach something from your banished pile, so you can reuse, recycle your emergency teleport and, you know, send it back to the grave. When it's detached, it will get banished. You know what I mean. So this completely sets up your entire engine. So this really feels definitely top tier material. Is it tier 0? No, probably not. But there is a lot of top tier potential. Just because of Fenrir, searchable off of the field spell, a lot of one-card starters. It's really, really good. It's a little bit scary as well, simply because it's so annoying. It feels like the choking, the earth choking, that could potentially rip your extra deck apart. That's the same thing with this. Just banish the toad from your opponent's sprite deck. What they are going to do, right? Zeus, you can just banish that. That's the thing with this deck. So again, I feel very similar. I got Imper, I got Super Polit as well in one of the previous duels, but again, you can recover from that because, again, you're main decking so many extenders. I guess Nibiru could be a biggie. I mean, there's probably ways to play around Nibiru. I mean, Baron is there as one of the options, right? You know what I mean. But this shield is fantastic. You can just, you know, pick away your opponent's zones, go for the monster zones first. It's still, I believe, it still gets a cross, right? And yeah, eventually the, the Gigantic Spite is going to hit the field. I use the Rise Heart Detach 3, so banish a card on the field or from your opponent face down. That triggers everything again, you know, banish something, tra-la-la, you know. It's a crazy strategy, and it's really frightening that it's so consistent. Plus, and then the cherry on top, the deck can run Shifter. The deck can run Shifter. Crazy, crazy stuff. Okay, so feedback is always appreciated. Definitely let me know. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lead him signing out. Peace.